It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
What's up, everybody? Pallazzo Podcast.
Utah, give me 2.
2 L's, 2 Z's. Just for you. Welcome aboard. It's the Faab-Ulous Waiver, the live chat show on a Sunday afternoon. A beautiful Sunday afternoon. Make sure you jump in the live chat. If you don't know how this works, there's a live chat. There's me. Britton, feeling a little under the weather today, so he's resting peacefully. Everyone wish Britton well. And Mike wasn't on Friday. Mike's had a real busy week. He's got a lot going on in his professional life right now, so let's just all wish Mike the best as he works. Work, turn to the left. Work, turn to the right. Work it, girl. You got to make love to the camera, right? Joe, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my man. How you been? What's good, Joe? Fill me in. Chad's here. A lot of breaking news right now before the show started. Is that a fact, Chad? I bet you're going to fill us in, aren't you? And that's one of the benefits of having a live chat. It's not just me. We got the live chat humping and bumping. I'm going to talk about this week, what we got going on. We got moves. We got players. We got baseball. The show focuses on fantasy baseball, if you don't know. But if you love MLB, it's also a time to just enjoy baseball talk. Talking baseball. That's what we do here right now on this show. But we want you to win money. Win Ben Stein's money. I don't know if Ben Stein would approve of that or not. Josh White, go. What's up, Josh? Josh. We had a friend named Josh, and his dad had this big, deep voice. And so it was so deep. So he'd say his name, Josh. And we tried to imitate this guy's voice. It was so deep. His father's voice was so low, so bassy. Josh. And then we'd throw random actions into it. And I'm thinking about it now. It makes me laugh. Josh. What's your dong? Stupid shit like that. Anyways, good to have you here, Josh. Varsho's on the IL, right? Didn't I see that just a moment ago before I went live? I saw a quick, bye-bye. He's on the IL. See ya. So Varsho's on the IL. Eovaldi's officially on the IL. Is that a fact? Oh, shit. God, he's been so good this year. That's a huge bummer, man. Damn it. I hope that's not... It's a triceps issue for Eovaldi, so I hope that's not a crisis. But that is a bummer. And I remember preseason, we had one of our two little mice. Do your best, Christopher Walken. 2 little mice fell into a bucket. That doesn't sound like Christopher Walken. That's terrible. Anywho, it was Eflin versus Eovaldi. Who would you rather have preseason? And on June 1st, today's show here live, June 1st, 2025, would you still rather have Eflin or Eovaldi? Clearly, Eovaldi's results have been better, but right now, Eovaldi's not active, and Eflin is, and he had a nice start last time out. So, you never know till the season's over who wins a head-to-head battle, because the first 2 months, Eovaldi was ahead, but right now, Eflin has a chance to catch up on Eovaldi. I love those battles, but they're year-long tributes. B. Henny, what's good, gang? Hey, B. Henny! Chad says Evan Carter and Andres Jimenez are back on Tuesday. That's fun. And Taiwan Walker went back to the bullpen, which just makes the Mick Abel demotion even dumber. Who's taking his place? Joe Chris says, Painter? Is that? I don't think they're going to call him up, right? I know everyone wants to see Andrew Painter come back, but I'm not sure about that. Probably Abel comes back. Heard they tried to trade Abel to Oakland for Mason Miller. Ooh, that's a fun one. Fantasy sports right out the bat. Who do you like more? Bautista. Make sure whenever you guys say Felix Bautista's name, Bautista, you got to say it like Buck Martinez when he was talking about the great Jose Bautista. I'm Buck Martinez. Bautista's at the plate. Who do you like more? Well, Felix Bautista is more of a name, a reliable fireballer, but Palencia has been awesome, dude. Anybody, including myself, who has a few shares and got in early on Palencia is paying off. And I think this is the job for the season now. I don't see, unless it falls apart one day, which any closer's job can fall apart someday. I mean, even Devin Williams is not a closer anymore, right? It happens. But I don't think you can go wrong either way. More stable job opportunity? Bautista, agreed. But Palencia's stabilizing that job now. And Porter Hodge has got a hip impingement thing now, just to add to his oblique issue. So you can't go wrong either way. But I do admit that Bautista is slightly more stable in his job opportunity with Baltimore. But the Cubs got a lot of wins and a lot of saves they can rack up. So Palencia this year might be the better play. That's a really, really tight call. I'd like to see by the end of season who has more saves or how far apart is the divide between Bautista and Palencia with their save total. I think it'll be close, but that depends on team situation as well. Joe says, give me Felix. Okay, so Joe has voted. Thank you, Joe. Speaking of Joe, this Eovaldi situation does mean Kumar Rocker is locked back in the rotation, which, yeah, he was never going to be I wasn't buying that closer shit at all. Just whatever. But you're right. I want to give a shout out to Joe Newell. Thank you, Joanne, my friend. Thank you so much. Joe just signed up for the Patreon today about an hour ago. Thank you, Joe. $3. That's all it is per month. If you want the low one, if you really want to contribute, you can do 15, but really appreciate it, man. Really trying to get the Patreon growing again. Feels like we had a stagnant period late last season and into the new year, but we're locked in, man. And Sunday's a huge day. I'm keeping track of at-bats across all 30 MLB teams, every player. You're getting a bat report with walks, trends up, down, who's getting more, who's getting less, and we're compiling it each week there. Plus my huge league transactions guide where I give you universal player ads, drops, benches, and lineups for all of my teams, all 16 of my leagues. It's just very encompassing. It's a steal of a deal. $3 a month. I do that 4 times a month. So I got your back. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. And just want to let you know I appreciate you, Joe. I don't know if you're here right now. I don't see him in here. Joe K., you're still cool too. Frank! Hey, go, my friend. Help a Frank of the show. Frank! I got you, Frank. You want some cocktail fruit?
I'm going to want some cocktail fruit.
If you don't, that's fine. The Pallazzo crew needs to investigate why Frank is still rostering Matt McClain. Yeah. It's killing me. It's killing me. Matt McClain is killing me. It sucks. It's a real bummer.
Great job.
And on June 1st, I'm really hoping June is the month where he can get it together because he's been dropped to the bottom of the lineup. He still plays every day. But, man, it's just such a bummer. It's one of these things where you're just going to drag out until he finally figures it out. But the question is, how long do you wait? How long? And what's your league context? Can you wait on Matt McClain much longer? I don't know. I really don't know. He says these guys are available. Oh, God. Isaiah Kiner Falafa. No, thanks. Rafaela. High Song. Playing time's a real bummer now. Schneeman, I like him, but, I mean, how does he get to play enough? Beatty. I like Beatty. I really do. I've always hated Cronenworth. Ernie Clement, yeah, he's not bad, I guess. And Gabriel Arias, again, who's like Schneeman. Schneeman and Arias are in similar situations on the same team. But Beatty's a guy I would definitely pick up here, but I don't want to drop McClain. I'm not giving up, and maybe I'll burn my team to the ground. If you're in a real crisis and you can't roster McClain anymore and redraft, I understand letting him go. I do. I totally get that. And if you got to do it, you got to do it, Frank. I don't want it to happen that way. Because I know things will get better eventually. The guy's just too good of a player. I'm just not buying that the guy can't hit because the guy can hit. But something's going on there. And I've looked at his numbers, and it's got to be mental now. It's such a devastating toll it takes on the mind when you struggle this much. Look at Marcus Semien. Semien went 4 for 4 on Friday. Had a huge day, finally. Waiting all season for that. Does that mean Marcus Semien's turned the corner and have a much better June now? I was still out on Semien, and I thought he was mostly cooked, and we've seen that so far. But that 4 for 4 game can really kick you into life and gives you hope, right? Right? It's exciting. So maybe Matt McClain can have a game like that sooner than later. He's playing in a great home ballpark. He's playing road games at Wrigley where you can hit well there. I just don't know what to say about it. There's nothing else I can say about Matt McClain. It's sad. Okay? It's a sad time for the Matt McClain household. Right now, his wife, was he married? I don't know if he's married. He's probably not married. He's a younger guy. He's probably got a girlfriend, and she's like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? You're ruining our lives. You're supposed to be good. We need a multi-million-dollar extension in the next couple of years.
Actually, I stole this shirt from Frank.
Anyways, thanks, Frank. Good to have you here, brother. I understand if you drop McLean. I get it in redraft. There's no reason to drop McLean in Dynasty at all, ever. That'd be insane. Hey, Skywalker's here. I have Vinny P. Should I pick up Nick Kurtz as a bench bat in head-to-head points redraft 10 team? Hopefully, we be back soon. Yeah, Kurtz on the IL. So you have Vinny P. You want to pick up Kurtz as a bench bat just to hold him, but you got Vinny P. So where's Kurtz going to play here? We need more context. You know that, Skywalker, right? I mean, hamstring issue for Kurtz. He's young, but hamstrings are annoying. Everybody knows the story. You get a hammy injury, and it's just like it lingers and it lingers. Do you have to let it linger? Oh, my hammy is such a fool for you. Yeah. You think that's what the Cranberries were singing about? Nick Kurtz's hammy, how it lingered over and over and over and over again? Probably not. Rest in peace, Dolores O'Riordan. Love Dolores O'Riordan. I love the Cranberries. I'm a huge Cranberries guy. She was great. She died at 46 years old because of alcoholism. Goddamn addiction.
Wow, dude.
Sucks. Really, it's a real bummer for me. And anybody else who's had to ever deal with it personally or in with a family member or a loved one. God, addiction is... This show's not about addiction, though. It's about having good times, noodle salad. Pasquantino, just getting the job done. Not a lot of power. He's got 8 dongs on the year. He hasn't had a home run since May 19th. But he's hitting. So I'm happy with Pasquantino. Pasquantino? I'm happy with Pasquantino. Give me Fanny Pasquantino, okay? Thanks. Skywalker says the other first baseman is Alonso. That's the thing. Kurtz will stay at the bench unless he gets hot at that point. I can either trade Vinny P or roll with the hot hand. I'm telling you, in a 10-team league, I don't see that Kurtz is rosterable. I don't. In a 10-teamer, there are so many options, Skywalker. Right? You know what I mean. Hey, there's Joe. Joe, I was just talking about you. Hey, buddy. Joe, tell everybody how awesome the Patreon is. I need your testimonial right now, brother. So there you go. There's that. That's fun, isn't it? Our friend Davey Funnel just made me sad. Reese Olson not ready to return because he can't throw his changeup. Yeah, he had a bullpen scheduled on Saturday. Local reporter here in the Metro Detroit area, Chris McCoskey, said he was going to throw a bullpen on Saturday, but he didn't quite work out. So Reese Olson will eventually be back, but don't worry. It's not an arm issue, so he'll be okay eventually. Beatty looks like a post-hype sleeper. Oh, boy. Could be coming together. Oh, no. Bizza, Rizza, Jizza in the house. What's up, Bizza? What you doing? What you did? I used to have a friend I lived with. He was a roommate, and he was 6'7". He was very tall, right? Tall and lanky. And he'd get in my face and be like, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? And he'd make this noise. Like, and it was so big and in your face. It was the most annoying thing. What you doing? It was like he couldn't stop doing it like he had a tick or something. Oh, my God. It was so annoying. Shout out to you, Tom, wherever you are out there. Hope you're doing well, my friend. He's a funny guy. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, that's hilarious. All right, we covered that one. No one likes a quitter. Okay, Uncle Ted, that's fair. Frank's go for Frank's? Oh, for alleviating this non-crisis second base situation. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Actually, I stole this shirt from Frank.
I hope you did that intentionally, Frank, because I love that shit. Thanks, Gove, says Skywalker. Of course, man, I'm here for you. I serve at your pleasure, humbly and completely. By the way, in last week's Govier's weekly league transaction guide, chaotic primer thing, I also listed the place I'm in every one of my leagues. So you can find out the truth of where I'm actually standing in all 16 of the leagues. Although I think I only posted 12 of the leagues in there. Joe, you'll have to let me know how many I did there if you looked at that yet. But I give you the truth. Some leagues I'm in first. Some leagues I'm in 10th. Some leagues I'm in 15th.
Great job.
Just the truth of it. Todd, what's up, Todd? My main man. My Slayer fan. Dynasty, pick up Joe Boyle to drop Stephen Kolek after his start tomorrow? Yes. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Stephen Kolek's not a guy I trust, especially in Dynasty. I'd much, much, much rather have Joe Boyle in a heartbeat. And I'm rostering Joe Boyle in a few spots. I don't care about that arm fatigue business that came out earlier this week. I'm a Boyle man. I'm a Joe Boyle man. And I've been rostering him in a couple Dynasty leagues, waiting for him to come back up. So I think that's a no-brainer. Frank says Beatty is on waivers in my league. Yeah. Well, you just mentioned it, right? All I'm saying is, Frank, do you need to win now? Are you trying to gain points? Are you going to make a playoffs in your head-to-head situation, or is this a roto situation? What's the bottom line? What do you need to do right now? What's the most important issue for your team? Make a priority list. What do I need? What am I trying to achieve? If you don't have a goal, then how do you know what to do? A goal? Doing a bunch of actions without a goal is never a good idea. Chad said, is Luis Roberts still the centerpiece of the trade deadline? He's bumped to 7th in the White Sox lineup. He's batting 11th in any other line while hitting just 182. Yeah, but he's got, 21 steals? See, the thing about Robert, which is a bummer, is that he's stealing so many bags. I mean, that has just been huge for people in roto leagues. Getting the volume on his 21 steals has been very helpful, even though he's been shit in the bed in the rest of your categories. But 21 steals will play, man. Sorry, right? Ted says that Kim's Los Angeles stock is way up with Betts hurt. This is not a serious injury, though, for Betts. It's a toe injury, and they didn't even put him on the IL for this. He's going to miss this weekend series. It's just a stupid toe. So I bet on Kim getting more playing time a couple weeks ago, and then when everybody came back, he just became an afterthought. It was a real bummer. It's like, shit, well, I got to drop this guy in redraft, even though he was hitting 400, right? It's just a bummer. So I would not. I like Kim's talent immensely, but there's just so many goddamn bats in the Dodgers lineup. Where do you play? He doesn't have the opportunity. Todd wants to know, do you trust Ryan Yarbrough against the Dodgers? Oh, man. After what happened to Will Warren. Oh, shit. What about Jesus Luzardo? I want to give oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Anybody, including myself in 2 leagues at least, who rostered Jesus Luzardo, that was 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs! Say it out loud, folks. You still really can't absorb it. 12 earned runs? And Will Warren got demolished as the Yankees got murdered by the Dodgers 18-2. It was a rough day out there. So, fare thee well. Poor bastard. Jesus Luzardo. Will Warren. You will be missed. They're not dead. They just had bad days. Jesus Luzardo had back-to-back 10 strikeout outings and then gave up 12 earned runs. Nobody could have predicted that in a million years. A million years! Yeah, Todd says Luzardo killed everyone who had him yesterday. It was hell on earth. Oh, yeah, Faab was also shit, too. Oh, man, it was a rough day. A lot of movement in the standings yesterday. If you play in Roto or overall championships, like the main event on NFBC or the online championship, if you had Luzardo, some teams that were best in the biz, because Luzardo's been so good, that those 12 earned runs, if you basically average them out over the last 6 starts, just add those to the last 6 starts. He's still got an under 4 ERA, and he's been good, but man, that was tough to take. It blew my mind that it said 12, because Tanner Houck was our worst, right? Tanner Houck had 11 earned runs against the Rays, so Luzardo said, I'm going to outdo him by 1 and get 12 earned runs. Welcome to hell. Anywho, Mr. Nolte, as far as Yarbrough's a guy I've always liked. In fact, long ago, in another lifetime, it seems, when I first got into this business, I remember all the Yarbroughs, people who loved Ryan Yarbrough. I love Ryan Yarbrough. We're Yarbroughs.
Thank you, Jesus.
Big time. They were big fans, right? And boy, that seems like a long time ago, but here we are in 2025, 5 years later.
I apologize.
And some of those people may owe the Yarbroughs an apology because Yarbrough's looking pretty good. He's always better in shorter stints. He dominated the Angels his last start. And the Angels strike out a lot, okay? They're not the old Angels that didn't strike out as much. They're back to being a team that strikes out a ton. But Yarbrough looked good. He's looked good against Texas. This is a shitty lineup. He looked good against the Athletics, though he didn't strike out as much. And so on and so forth. So the Dodgers are the ultimate nightmare. It's not about Yarbrough. It's just about, do you need to win a category? Do you need to gain something by starting Yarbrough against the Dodgers tonight? It's very risky. And that has nothing to do with Yarbrough's talent. It's just risky because it's the Dodgers, man. Scary, scary, scary. I wish you the best, though. And I do like him. All right, moving forward there. Frank.
Actually, I stole this shirt from Frank.
Frank's in first in his keeper league. Still early, but Frank might need to make a trade. Which second base should I covet? That's too vague. Which second base should I covet? Any second baseman in the world? I don't like. That's too vague for me, Frank. I'm sorry. I got to call you out. I know you want me to look at the list of second basemen. I mean, Brandon Lau off the top of my head. He's awesome. Go get some Brandon Lau, man. There are a couple second basemen on this week's Govier's Guys player ads. I could bring that up right now. This might actually ease your mind and help you. Check this out. Here are some of the guys I'm recommending this week as ads. Tyro Estrada's back, and he gets to hit in Coors. That's always fun. He's a veteran, too, and he's not total trash. I mean, he's not elite, but he certainly, in Coors, should be able to provide a little bit more offense than he did with the Giants, I would think. And Cole Young, new guy on the scene in Seattle, had the walk-off yesterday, and his numbers are really impressive at AAA. Really good walk percentage, double-digit walk percentage for Cole Young with a almost lower K rate this year, so that's a great combo. So those are a couple of second base options. Of course, I keep touting, I told you guys for a month now, literally a month, to add Miguel Vargas, and yet he's still available enough to add. I don't understand why it's so difficult for you people, but hey, you don't like having a guy who's got multiple positions and can hit you home runs and yada, 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 then I guess it's just not your thing, right? Sorry! Anyways, yeah, Cole Young, I don't like just leaning on rookies, but Cole Young looks promising, and Seattle's opened the door for him to play second base. So that is interesting. And I think it's worth an ad, like a lottery ticket ad. He's not just some garbage player, right? Josh said, man, James Wood gives me wood. Thank you, Josh. Josh gives me wood. Josh, hey, Josh, James Wood gives me wood. Josh. What's the lowest register you could say, Josh? Josh. That's not even low now. Josh. Oh man, Josh. Nobody's laughing. If you were there in 2009 when we were doing those Josh jokes, we drove all the way to Cedar Point. We did those the whole ride in the car. Holy cow, we were almost 30 years old. Idiots, just absolute total doofuses.
Shut the fuck up!
Hey, that's rude. Chad says, oh, F the Astros, especially after running back the Kyle Tucker BS with Yordan. But what do you think of Jacob Melton? I put him on the list. Him and Shea Whitcomb, I like both of them. Melton's a guy who steal a ton of bases in the minors. So he's got a little bit of pop, and he can steal a lot of bags. And there are opportunities right now. Zach DeCenzo's, he's got a hand issue. They put McCormick on the IL. He's trash. I think the Astros might be well served here to try to mix in more of the youth movement right now, right? Right? You know what I mean? Harry, what's up, my man? Hey, please pick 2 in order. Streamer, SPs. Okay, great. Yeah, I was looking at this week's. There's some pretty decent streamers. So Kate Horton's got Washington and the Tigers, right? You're giving me the first one. Oh, you only want the first. These are 2-start pitchers. No, they're not all 2-start. Kate Horton has 2 starts this week. I know that. So you just want a streamer you like. Kate Horton versus Washington, Zebby versus the A's, or McCullers versus Pittsburgh, or Warren versus Boston. Well, I mean, Pittsburgh's offense is hell on earth. We all know that. So why not McCullers against Pittsburgh? That's the safest play. Over on the Patreon, I also post a lot of tidbits about which teams are producing against right-handed versus left-handers over the last 15 days across the entire season. I think it's really useful to know which teams have been good or not so good against right-handers or left-handers. So if we look year-to-date here versus, let's look at right-handers. Okay, I'll give you the right-handers versus righties. You know the Angels have the most in MLB, the most homers against right-handed pitching, 70. Look at this. How about that, huh? Look at that. Would you look at it? Very impressive. The Angels, number 1 in baseball, 70 dongs. How about that? Then you got the Yankees, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, A's, so on, rounding out. These against right-handed pitchers, okay? So the biggest power-hitting teams. The worst power-hitting teams against right-handed pitching this year, look at that. Pittsburgh Pirates, dead last, 30 home runs. Lance McCullers gets to face this terrible offense. even if I don't love Lance McCullers anymore, it seems like a decent matchup that's worth streaming for. Cade Horton is a guy I really like, but he doesn't get a lot of Ks. There's more Ks to be had, I feel, from McCullers versus Horton. Where's Washington ranked, by the way, in power? Oh, they're right in the middle of the pack here, 50 dongs against right-handed hitters. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go McCullers against Pittsburgh, the safest play. Even though Boston's offense has been struggling, Warren is hit or miss for me. I know Warren's had some incredible strikeout totals in recent outings. So if he's available, you're like, oh, dude, this is Will Warren, buy low. He just got murdered by the Dodgers. Buy low on Will Warren right now. Maybe. I mean, bad outings happen, right? So bad outings happen to good people. And Will Warren is learning that lesson at age 25. But Boston also has guys who can hit. So I think Boston's not really sure what their offensive woes really are about. Because for the season, Boston's got 59 homers against right-handed pitching, which puts them in the top 6 there in all of baseball. And they're hitting 250 against righties. So batting average-wise, when it comes to right-handed pitching, Boston's pretty good against righties for the most part. So, yeah, I'm going to go with McCullers. I still feel a little uncertain about it, but it's the best matchup. Henry Bodum. Are you related at all to Javier Bardem? Of course you're not. It's not the same last name, Govier, you idiot. Good God.
I apologize.
Yeah, I apologize for that. So.
Too soon?
No, it's never too soon. Burger or Muncie? Burger or Muncie? Muncie, since he put the sunglasses on, has been kicking ass. Muncie is back. Shout out to Star Platinum, who predicted this before anybody else said it. Got to give you full credit, Star Platinum, even though you're not here right now. But yeah, Muncie. Give me all the Muncie, dude. Muncie's on fire. He's crushing it. He's in the zone. Double dong day and 18-2 murder fest. He's stealing a couple bags here and there. It's just party time for Muncie. I'm Muncie all day, even though I love Burger. But Muncie in the Dodgers lineup, that's what I want. That's what I want. Bam, 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 bam. Months Behind's here. What's up, Months Behind? What has happened to Adolis Garcia? He just isn't that great. He had a great run. He really maximized what his talent was all about. He maximized every ounce of potential out of it. He really did. But he always had strikeout problems, and I've always been amazed what he was able to do with his skill set. Really good clutch player, too. There's no doubt about it, but I didn't want Adolis Garcia anywhere at all this year, and I'm glad I don't, right? Thank you very much. Hey, Ben's here. Am I too late to pump Cole Young? No, not at all. I was just doing that. So, yeah, Cole Young, definitely worth the ad, Ben. Let's party, right? If Benjamin Chase approves, and I'm saying add him as well, that's a no-brainer. Todd says, I got Vargas in my 3 leagues. Good job, Todd. See, that's what I'm talking about, brother.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's a guy who knows what he's doing, right? I trust this man thoroughly. Frank says Tyro Estrada is out of the lineup for Sunday's game. Yeah, well, it happens. That's okay. Everybody gets a day off. Any word on Kopech coming off the IL? I have him, and his return date on ESPN changes every day to the next. I have no idea, and I don't care. And I'm sorry, Todd. Obviously, Kopech for, holds purposes, right? Is that what you're thinking? They're going to stretch him out as a starter again? I don't care. Kopech's a guy, is a lost cause to me, and I have no shares anywhere, so I haven't really been keeping tabs. I admit that freely. And I'm not going to lie to you, Todd. When I don't have a good answer, I'm not going to bullshit you. Did Waka get the win yesterday? No. That's right. F's here. Hey, F. I love F. F always shows up here and just cuts the crap and gets down to business. Ronnie Mauricio hype? Well, where does he play? Paul Blackburn's back. Who's excited? Where's the Paul Blackburn hype? If we're talking Mets, woo! Paul Blackburn is back, baby. Very excited about that. Very excited. He's going to have a 2-start week, too. So you want to take a flyer. Paul Blackburn's a guy, you don't get a lot of Ks, but if you're looking for ratio stabilization, I like Blackburn. 2-start week as well. Interested? But as far as Mauricio, I actually traded him in a dynasty league I got into in the offseason. I have to look at that trade again because I did give him up. I'm like, this guy's never going to be ready. And I got other guys I like. But he's playing well. I mean, he's on fire at AAA, right? But I just don't know where you put the dude in. And I think he still needs more at-bats in the minors. I think he needs more seasoning. Can't just force the issue, right? So that's where I'm at there. Pirates offense has been heating up. Oh, bye! Frank says, Andres Jimenez IL is available in my main. Worth a decent fab bid? Well, how much you thinking, Frank? Because I play in a main event as well, as you know. And $1,000 fab budget. He's kicking off his rehab assignment. He's doing that. He had a nice little start to the season the first couple of weeks, but he kind of cooled off. But if you need steals, then yeah, it's worth, what, $55? How much you willing to spend, Frank? That's what I'm curious. Remember, $1,000 budget. Tell us how much you're going to spend, Frank. I need to know. From Benjamin Chase. Make sure you guys all follow Benjamin Chase on Twitter X and in our Discord. And check out his website, chasingbaseballgreatness.com, at Big Gentle Ben on Twitter X. Boston had one 100-plus mile per hour EV hit against the Braves in 2 games. Ooh. Of course, Ben would know that, wouldn't you, Ben? Ben likes the Braves, you don't know. Zebby Matthews is a stud. I really like Zebby Matthews, and he's widely available, it seems. So add Zebby Matthews. I would put him on the list, but I just assume people have him in leagues I play in. He's 18% rostered in Yahoo. He just had 7 Ks across 7 innings in his last start at Seattle, which is a great place to pitch. But yeah, Zebby's going to get better. Now's the time to buy. I completely agree with F on this one. Give it to me, F. Give me more Zebby. Hey, Tim's here. What's up, Timmy? Woo! Montero with the Sunday stream. Well, Tim, as you know, I believe, as a patron on the Pallazzo Podcast Patreon, you know Montero made the cut. Every week I do the top 8 most likely useful to-start pitching starters, right? Every week I do that. And I put Montero on this week's list. He was number 8, but he made the cut. So, yeah, I like Montero against the Royals in Kauffman today. He was really good really good. He was solid against the Giants on Monday. So give me Montero. Yep, let's party, Tim. Let's do a Montero party. Woo! F is giving me the woo. Joe says, I benched Will Warren, luckily, but I did start Jesus. That wasn't heavenly. No, it was not a lot of heaven there. So
Thank you, Jesus.
You know, that reminds me of, Joe? That reminds me of the Kirby Enthusiasm with Ted Danson. He always says everything's heaven. Everything's heaven with this guy. Oh, it's heaven. Oh, it's heaven. Oh, this pie is heaven. Everything's heaven. Oh, shit, man. It's so funny. Ted Danson is hilarious on Kirby Enthusiasm, and we all know that to be true, right? No one's going to deny that. Oh, it's heaven. Oh, my God, this shirt. The episode with the woman whose husband dies, Chet's shirt may be the best episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm of all time. It's got that cream middle with the black. Danson and Larry have a huge fight over that shirt, and it rips. Oh, and it's hilarious. They're watching The Wizard of Oz, and the woman's crying. Oh, shit. So funny, man. So funny. Good stuff here on the Pallazzo Podcast. 2 L's, 2 Z's. We are live. I am live right now.
Utah.
2 L's.
Give me 2.
2 Z's. Pallazzo Podcast. Right. So, oh, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Can I play this? They probably cancel me if I play this. Damn it. Okay, I'm not going to play it. I was going to play the heaven part, but whatever. Frank says $21. You think that'll be enough? I think it'll cost you more than that, buddy. Because everybody knows he's coming back and he can steal bags. He's a name. And every league, you never know what the fab bids will be from every main event. They're all over the place. You could have a guy. I'm in the only league where everyone actually loved Slade Ciccone so much that someone spent $91 on him 3 weeks ago when he first came in the pool. But every other league, he was going for like $30. But I was in the league where there were Slade Ciccone stands, so I lost out. But I expect it'll go more for 21. I'd say you probably got to bid at least 50 in my mind, but maybe I'm crazy. But I've been playing the main event for 5 years. I know it pretty well, so I don't think it's that ridiculous of a commentary on my part. Okay? Okay. Ben says, I pushed Young heavy in the spring. He's a very steady player that may not put up sexy fantasy numbers, but he should be up and have the job for quite a while. For quite a while. That's what I just did there. Quite a while. Quite a while. Hey, quite a while. So he'll put up runs and RBIs as a daily guy. Tune in tomorrow night's show. Mauricio does not rank as the best prospect for any position he plays in my eyes. How about that? How about that, Ben? Throwing it down. That's what I'm talking about. See, and Ben knows what he's talking about. I love that. Ben basically told all of us when it comes to Ronnie Mauricio.
Shut up!
That's right, Ben. Thank you. Good man. Prospects Power Hour every Monday night. That's right. Be there, be there, be there. F says Addison Barger breakout. Yes. I was going to put Addison Barger on that graphic this week. It was a really tough call with the graphic. Should I put Barger on there? Should I not? Because I love Barger. And I know Britton's been talking him up too. He's a fan. But all these guys here I thought were worth mentioning. Sawyer Gibson-Long is going to have a 2-start week to return. The Tigers have 7 games this week. By the way, we didn't mention that. This week, your 7-game teams are the Athletics, the White Sox, the Tigers, the Dodgers, the Minnesota Twins, the Mets, the Padres, the Friars, and the Giants.
Go Tigers.
Okay? So those are all teams with 7 games this week. Everybody else has 6. And Sawyer Gibson-Long is going to take on the White Sox, which is a great way to come back after being on the IL for so long. And then he'll get the Cubs. So it's a Chicago double feature this weekend for my man, Sawyer Gibson-Long. I like it. Oh, there it is. Abel got called up. Oh, shit. He's back. He's back. Yep, Mick Abel's going to start against the Blue Jays on Thursday. Good call. Yeah, everybody, I would probably put Mick Abel on this list then, because if he's going to come up and stay up now, that's a big change. Although, is Aaron Nola, when's he coming back? That's the other thing. You got to remember that. Aaron Nola's going to need a rehab assignment before joining the big league rotation. So, Phillies rotation. Obviously, Nola is a staple when he comes back. You got Wheeler, Luzardo, Ranger, Christopher Sanchez, and then Abel for now. But, of course, Abel goes when Nola returns. So remember that. Don't go crazy. I don't think there's a long-term play for Abel still, unfortunately. Okay? But, yeah, Sawyer Gibson-Long. 2 starts this week. 2 Chicago teams. That's fun. Cole Young, Ben already told you how awesome Cole Young is. He's reliable. Both these guys, I put both the Houston dudes, Shea Whitcomb and Jacob Melton. Melton just got called up. Whitcomb just got called up. Both these guys can play. Whitcomb got a taste last year, and he can play kind of all over the place for them as well. So I think he's a really useful player for the Astros because he could play in the infield, all over. He could play everywhere, really. And Whitcomb's a guy, he could do it all, man. I really like what he does. When he plays in the minors, he gets a chance to play. The guy can hit for a bit of average, got some pop, he can steal some bags. I really like Whitcomb a lot. And Melton can steal like 50 bags in the season if he gets a full season. So we'll see how that plays out. But right now, between the two, it's possible Whitcomb may get a tad less playing time. But they're both worth mentioning. And then David Fry, guys. Remember David Fry? This guy who annoyed me all last season because the guy just kept hitting. David Fry last year was incredible. He just kept hitting. And I thought it would end, and it never seemed to end. He has a catcher eligibility still. So that's huge. And Cleveland is desperate for offense. Cleveland's offense is shit. I mean, they need guys who can hit. Now, so you're going to be telling me, well, okay, David Fry's back, but where does he fit in? Well, a guy who can hit, if he can be the David Fry he was, because he had the major surgery, so he's not a guy who he can't really do anything in the field, right? He can just hit. It's a big deal for him just to be back as quickly as he has been, I would argue, because David Fry had the elbow surgery, wasn't it? I don't know if it was full on TJ or what exactly the surgery was. I'd have to look into that, but it was serious enough where all he can do is DH, I believe. He can't play in the field. We all agree on this? David Fry, right? Yeah. So I think if you can get him in the lineup enough, and remember what Fry was able to do in such limited opportunities. He only played like 4 days a week for the most part last year, and he would still produce a week's worth at catcher. It was really mind-blowing. So You got Bo Naylor, who I like at catcher for Cleveland. Carlos Santana, Kyle Manzardo. If David Fry can hit more than those guys, then I think there's a decision here that has to be made, that Cleveland has to make. So just thought it was worth mentioning a guy who did something last year. Okay? Great. He's back. Kumar Rocker gets the call for Wednesday. There it is. I don't like Rocker. I'm not a fan. I don't have any shares, and I don't care. Lock me in. All right, everybody? Lock me in.
Great job.
That's how I feel about it. But if you like him, then of course he's going to be starting. So congratulations. Enjoy. I wonder if the Rangers, will look at other possible solutions. Because right now, the Rangers starting staff, you got DeGrom, you got Tyler Mahle, you got Leiter, you got Patrick Corbin, he's been doing stuff. It's amazing. And then it's going to be Coomer or Rocker filling in. But what about maybe somebody coming up and replacing somebody who doesn't pitch very well? There's some guys that the Rangers have in their system that are promising dudes, like Emiliano Teodo, Cole, some guys in Double-A that I wrote about actually on the Patreon last week in my watch list, like Cole Drake. In fact, how many guys did I put on that watch list? Who can tell you that is Joe Newell, new patron. I put Cole Drake. This was on Sunday, so you got to take this back to a week ago. But I wrote Cole Drake had 28 Ks to 6 walks over his last 4 starts at Double-A. It's a 24-year-old, could make the jump soon. So that's interesting. That's a guy to know. But then there's other guys. There was Mitch Bratt, who's a lefty at Double-A for Texas. And this was as of last Sunday. 27 Ks, 2 walks, 3 earned runs allowed over his last 4 starts. He's only 21. This is Mitch Bratt, Double-A lefty, pitching really well. So the Rangers have multiple arms in the minors who look really good. And it's amazing to me that they're relying on Patrick Corbin. Like, just get that shit out of here. I know Corbin's been serviceable and useful in fantasy. I'm not denying that at all. I get it. Enjoy the ride. Buy the ticket, take the ride. But, man, the Rangers have a lot of arm talent that looks promising in their system. And we talked about it in the offseason when we did our Dynasty Big 3, Next 3, every team, all 30 teams. Check that out. There's a playlist on our YouTube. You can watch every episode, all 10 episodes of our 2025 Big 3, Next 3 for every team in Major League Baseball. We did it the year before. You can watch that playlist too. So you can look back and see in 2023, okay, what did we get right? Because 2 years later, some of these guys definitely should be in the show doing their thing, right? Good stuff here. We do Dynasty, we do Redraft, we cover everything. We're here for you. The Patreon starts at $3. The Discord is totally free, and we get a lot of conversation in there. It's awesome. All the stuff is in the description. The links are there. Just click on it and get involved. Get in the mix, all right? Just don't show up to the live chat. Take it up a notch. Let's go further. Let's do more. Okay? Okay, great. Thank you.
Great job.
All right. Anybody else? Comments have dried up here. Todd says, woohoo! All right. I love a woohoo. Great job. Craig Kimbrell, 0 ERA in May, says F. Boy, F's on fire today. Okay. I know somebody predicted in the chat in the last week or so that Craig Kimbrell will be the closer and lead the Braves in saves by season's end. Somebody said that. You know who you are because I read it. But come on. Not so sure about that. I mean, he's still not even on the team. So that's a problem when you're not on the team, right? Dang. All right, look. So, to review. 2-star pitchers this week that I like. I love Sawyer Gibson-Long. I think that's a good call. I said I like Lance McCullers to a certain extent. Max Meyer is 37% roster on Yahoo, so that means in a lot of leagues, Max Meyer's available. I love Max Meyer. I think Max Meyer is a guy you should roster. Obviously, in Dynasty, he's rostered everywhere, and he has a bright future. But in Redraft, I know his ERA he wasn't that great against the Padres. I actually benched him in his last start because I wasn't expecting much in that Padres start from Max Meyer. Remember, he's really taking things up a notch now. He's having his first true big full season here. He pitched 57 innings last year for the Marlins. This year he's up to 59 innings already. So then you have to start to wonder, how much does Max Meyer have left this season before they slow him down? But his K/9 has jumped up a lot. His walks are down a tad, and his home runs are down this year. Everything's better this year. He's growing. Max Meyer is on his path to being a fantasy ace. I believe this. I don't have any doubts about it. It's all a matter of health. But Max Meyer is awesome. He is. And this week he's got a 2-start setup, and I think you might want to buy a ticket for that ride. He's got Colorado at home. That's a great matchup. And then it's at Tampa Bay. That's a little more dangerous. I admit that. But that's a 2-star pitcher I like. Aaron Savale is at Cincinnati and home against San Diego. Again, I'm looking for people that are available for you to add, not guys that are rostered, because that doesn't help you if you're looking for 2-start pitching streamers. I mentioned Paul Blackburn, but he's at the Dodgers and at Colorado. That's kind of hellish. I don't know if I'm going to rank him in my top 8 this week. Mike Burrows of Pittsburgh has got Houston and Philly at home, if you think that's cool. San Diego's got 7 games. They got 2 starters. Stephen Kolek, as mentioned earlier, and Kyle Hart. Both are at San Francisco and at Milwaukee. At San Francisco is interesting for at least both those guys, maybe. But at Milwaukee, could be different. Milwaukee's offense could be coming alive after destroying Jesus Luzardo's life, 17-7.
Great job.
Over the weekend. And then, Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer is back from the dead. I mentioned him 3 weeks ago. I was in love with Eric Lauer once upon a time, and it's so great to see him back in the bigs. And to see he's got an ERA under 3. I know it's only 20 innings, but he's looking really good. He's got 20 Ks in 19 innings, 2.75 ERA with a 102 whip. And that's just in a small sample, but he's got a 2-start week, Mr. Lauer does, the former Brewer, former Padre. He's got Philadelphia at home, and then at Minnesota. Not a great setup for the week, but man, Eric Lauer can pitch. And he's back. His mind is right. He had some issues. This is why he lost his way for a while. It's not his fault necessarily. Things happen to people mentally, and we got to all be, even to pick guys who make millions of dollars, you still got to be sympathetic to that. A human's a human, you know? And so I'm so glad that Eric Lauer's back in the bigs, and he's established himself in this rotation. You know, Jose Urena got DFA'd by the Blue Jays, and they brought up Easton Lucas again. He's back. If you want to go on that journey again, the Easton Lucas marathon, which ended... It was more of a sprint, really, because he didn't last that long. Remember, he got murdered by Boston, then got sent down. So Easton Lucas is back, too, if that tickles your fancy. Hey, Jordy's here. Where you been, Jordy? Been thinking about you, man. Hey! 2 L's, 2 Z's. Sup, Govier?
Utah, give me 2.
There you go, buddy. Jordy, I've been missing you. I was thinking about you on Friday. Didn't see you around. Great to have you back. What's good? F says, Jacob Lopez, anyone? Yeah, he's got a 2-start week. But boy, he really let me down with his last start. He got absolutely torched. That was a huge bummer for me. Jacob Lopez comes up. He dominates the Phillies at home out of nowhere. Then he goes to Toronto this week, and he gets destroyed. A's lost 12-0. He was obliterated, yes. It was a real bummer for Jacob Lopez. And I kind of liked him. I see some K potential there. So I'm going to be really, really curious, F, to see what Jacob Lopez does in this 3rd start. This is basically the rubber match here. First start was awesome. Second start was hell. Can we get a middle ground, Jacob Lopez, please? He's taking on the Twins, unfortunately, at Sutter Health Park Field, their home field, which is a place where offense has been pretty good this year. So that's, I don't know, man. I'm way more suspect because of how bad the second start was. And Toronto's just not that dominant of a team. I don't buy that. So we'll see. I'm concerned. Jordy says, busy times. That's right. F says, I like Lauer. We should all like Lauer. The guy had a great, promising future. Excellent K potential. I really thought he was going to be a rock solid, SP2, SP3 for a long time, but it all went sideways for him. But he's back now. So it's a feel-good story. It's like a Daniel Bard return from the abyss. So I love it. Eric Lauer is a personal story. Makes me feel good. Frank says, Parker Meadows set to begin rehab assignment. Yeah, no shit. That's why he's on my graphic. And that's why he's on he's on the show graphic here for today's show. The thumbnail today on YouTube is Parker Meadows. He gets the lead, baby. Hell yeah. All the Parker Meadows in the world right now. If I haven't talked about it enough in this show, I guess maybe I just took it for granted. Parker Meadows, Parker Meadows, Parker Meadows. Hell yes. Dude is awesome. And he's going to be an integral part of this Detroit lineup with Matt Vierling pulling the old disappearing act. It opens the doors. There's no worries here. Parker Meadows is going to play, and he's going to play often. And he's healthy, and he can run, and he can hit. Man, the Tigers have been good without him, too. It's been awesome, man. What a ride it's been.
Go Tigers.
Why am I saying ride so much today? What a experience it has been this year with these Detroit Tigers. And with Parker Meadows back, you're going to want the steals. You're going to want the run score, the production. I love it. You might worry about platooning because he's not as good against lefties. I understand that. But I still think it's worth it. Thumbs up, Parker Meadows. My guy.
Go Tigers. Genius, genius, genius.
Frank, with Andres Gimenez coming back, is Ernie Clement on the bench? That's right, Frank. Someone wins and someone loses. That is the game of positions and injuries and players coming and going. So with Gimenez likely being activated, ready to go, that means Ernie Clement is out. And Addison Barger's been so good at third that Ernie's going to be, see ya. Also, they could use, Ernie's a right-handed hitter. And it looks Addison Barger's a lefty. Nathan Lukes is in the lineup. He's a lefty. Alan Roden. Oh, he's back? Oh, God. Remember all the, I really like Alan Roden. Alan Roden has potential. He's talented. They just called him back up. So with Anthony Santander hitting the IL. But when Santander comes back, Roden goes again. So I think this is temporary, and I wouldn't buy into Roden. But yes, Clement loses out. There's no doubt about it. If you're trying to add Clement, I think that's a mistake. Unless you're like in a 20-team league and you're super desperate. No way. No Clement. I say stay away. Okay? Todd says Colt Keith or Zach Geloff.
We're going to get all in your face and point out your faults.
Well, that's not very nice. Come on.
Mr. Dynamite.
About a 9 on the tension scale, Rube.
Yeah, I don't mean to create a lot of tension here, but Colt Keith or Zach Geloff. So Geloff was getting close to coming back, and then he had an issue again, his ribs. But now he's going to be supposedly doing a rehab assignment again. Did Geloff play himself out of this lineup, though? Or not play himself, but just not being there for so long and all these guys coming and going? Because, you know, at second base, you got Luis Urias, who's been surprisingly good. He's shown signs of life here. Now, Geloff could replace Luis Urias, not Arias, Urias. The former Brewer, you remember Luis Urias, who I thought he was going to be an OBP staple, rock solid prospect who never quite hit it, but he's still in baseball and he's playing second base for the A's right now. But yeah, I guess Geloff will take his spot. But Colt Keith, I love Colt Keith, man. I think Colt Keith is a natural hitter. The guy can hit. And he's been hitting well lately, man. I know the power hasn't been there. I don't know if you expect Colt Keith to be playing with power, like a 30-homer bat. Colt Keith is not a 30-homer bat. I just don't see that. He's more of a 20-homer guy, but he can hit for average. So Geloff misses a lot of balls, a lot of whiffs. So today, on June 1st, 2025, as Todd asked me, Colt Keith or Zach Geloff, I'm going with... I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. Because, okay, look at the Tigers situation lineup-wise. Colt Keith has been absolutely sidelined by Gleyber Torres and Spencer Torkelson. First and second base are covered for. So that leaves Colt Keith at DH. Now you bring Parker Meadows back into the situation. Then what happens? So Parker Meadows plays center field. Wenzel Perez is playing center now and platooning, right? So does Colt Keith hold on to his DH spot, or is someone else going to steal that? Geloff could come in and play second and play in that fun ballpark. And even if he doesn't hit for the average that Colt Keith does, he could steal bags. So I guess it comes down, do you need steals more than anything else? If steals are our focus here, I'm going to go Geloff. But if it's about scoring runs, getting on base, run production, I think it's probably Keith. But it's really tight. It's a lot tighter than I thought it would be. It's a really good question. I love it. I love when I get pressed and pushed like that. Why are you laughing at me, Jordy? What's so damn funny? F says lefty. Oh, Brant Herter. He's talking about Brant Herter for some reason. 6'5", 250 Georgia Tech guy. That's great. Brant Herter, yeah. Detroit reliever. Cool. Okay, so good stuff today, guys. A lot of interesting questions. Oh, Frank sneaking in one more. With Santander and Varsho out, is it possible that Jays put Clement in the outfield? Well, they brought Alan Roden up. So Roden is going to get more of the playing time, right? So actually, yeah, with both those guys being gone, Roden definitely gets to play. And Jonathan Clase gets to play. Nathan Lukes. I don't see them. Oh, David Schneider's back on the roster. Oh, David Schneider. I feel like he got dealt a bad hand. David Schneider's still only 26 years old, and I still think he can play. He's on their bench again. Christ. But no, I don't think Clement plays much outfield. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see it that way, Frankie. Todd says, I have Holiday, Norby, Bazana, Keith, and Geloff. Woo! It's a good dynasty squad right there. Nice work. By the way, Norby, get all the Norby. I love Norby, man. The best of Norby is coming up right now. Bye, Connor Norby. Add him, get him on your roster. The guy can hit, and he's going to be hitting a lot in June. Lock that in for sure. Guaranteed, okay?
Bye, Felicia.
No, not bye, Felicia. He's just getting started. There we go. Yeah. It's a nice roster you got there, Todd. Well done. Yeah, so I got to get to work now on the rest of my stuff. Sunday's a long-ass day for me. All I do is grind on the players I'm going to add, and I put it all on the Patreon to share with everybody because that's what I do. I'm a sharing, caring guy. You know, I like to give. A couple other notes. Jordan Walker hit the IL, so maybe Alec Burleson will finally start hitting and get to play more. I don't know. I'm not really sure that... Burleson's been a bummer. What is this? Hy Lee in Detroit as well. Are you saying he's in the system? Is that what you mean to say? Yeah, guy can play. Hy Lee's awesome. I love Hy Lee. I just don't know where he can fit in. I don't know they're going to call him up and give him a go this year. I wish they would. I think he can really hit. And they'd love to have a guy like Hy Lee who can get on base and has such excellent OBP plate discipline. The Tigers need more guys like that. Todd says, so only have so many spots. Yeah, I get that. Frank says, you're the bomb, Govier. Thanks, Frank. Wow. Thank you so much. You're the man. Todd says, thank you for the 411. That's right. Hey, hell yeah. No doubt. No worries. No worries at all. And you also think if Matt Vierling gets back in, if this shoulder situation is not like a lost season for Vierling, then that's going to be bad news for Colt Keith as well because Vierling's just more of a veteran. You know, Colt Keith, Torkelson got demoted last year. We all know that, right? So Colt Keith is not beyond reproach, as they say. He's got options, right? He's got 3 options, actually. So Colt Keith could easily be demoted. And I'm thinking that is actually much more possible than it would be for Zach Geloff, going back to that conversation. And that's hard to believe, but maybe that's the case this year. Baseball's a hard-ass game. Spencer Torkelson paid the price last year. Now he's a god. He's just a badass 30 home run corner infield stud. Isn't it wild? Fantasy baseball. Ooh, what is that? Oh, is that pink poop? Oh, cool. Nice pink poo. I honestly could say, I don't think I've ever had pink poop. I've had green. I've had yellow. I've had a maroon. I wouldn't call it red, but certainly the clay maroon type color, but no pink. I've had black shits. You ever take Pepto-Bismol? Turns your shit black? You know what I'm talking about? Is that what you guys tuned in for here?
Wow, dude.
Fantasy baseball is like playing 5D chess, says Frank. You're damn right, Frank. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle within an enigma. We'll never figure it out, but we'll get a try each week. That's what we do here. So make sure you follow Britton Allen and Mike Virginia on Twitter. It's a no poop talk zone. Is that correct? I didn't know that was the case here, Frank. Follow Mike Virginia at _Mike VA. He's out there doing his thing. He's a good man and thorough. You need to be in business with him. And Britton Allen, 2 T's, 2 L's, Britton Allen.
Utah.
And his Yukon Cornelius Discord channel. He's rocking over there. So go hang out with Britton. Talk about some dumb shit, throw in some stats, mix everything in all in one. It's the best. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Jordy, thank you so much. You guys can all follow me on MJ Govier on Twitter. Head over there and ask me questions. You can DM me, whatever you need, whatever you want. I'm here for you. Remember the Patreon. Busting my hump for you. Also, fantasy football. about to kick into gear here, so I'm about to get into my fantasy football. I love college football. I'll be getting into all that stuff. I love it. So that's going to be a part of the routine as well. Everywhere. You can ask me questions on that stuff as well. I play Dynasty Fantasy Football as well. Thanks, Mike. Have a good one, all. Jordy, the best. Thank you, Jordy. There it is. Slayer. What is the M? Is that this? Is that what he's doing? Because that's sweet if that's what you're doing. We are Penn State. Boo! Boo! Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail! Hail to Michigan. Blah, 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 blah. Hey! There it is. Months behind us. Go blue. Hail. Booyah. That's my guy right there. Thank you very much for the support on that. You win. Is the sun shining in Windsor, says Frank. Partly cloudy skies, I would say right now, Frank. About 68 degrees here in Windsor, about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, yeah, mix of sun and clouds the rest of the day with the chance of precipitation this evening. So if you're going out tonight for your Sunday best, make sure you bring a raincoat. All right. All right, I'm out, everybody. Hopefully we provided enough actual baseball information for the week to come. A lot more where that came from. Check out the Discord and all that other stuff where we can talk about any developments that happen during the rest of today on Sunday as we move into the week. And the Patreon, all my stuff goes there. So if you want to get in the mix and ask me questions, I give you my personal cell phone number. You can talk to me directly, one-on-one chats. If you really want to just rap about your team, get advice, because it's always good to have someone to bounce ideas off of, okay? That's it. Thanks, everybody. For Brenton and Mike, I'm Michael Govier, the Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's. Bye.
Give me 2.